Picture this, a killer who doesn't just murder. He plays games, sends letters to the police, signed with a cryptic symbol, mocking their failures. A man who boards a plane like any other passenger, then vanishes into thin air with a bag of cash. A Hollywood starlet, brutally slaughtered, her body posed like a broken doll. Her killer never caught. These aren't scenes from a thriller. These are real cases. Unsolved, unforgotten, and utterly haunting. Pause. Music creeps in. Let's start with the Zodiac Killer. The 60s, Northern California. A hooded figure steps from the shadows, guns down young couples, then starts writing, taunting letters to newspapers. Complex ciphers. One was cracked after 51 years. It revealed nothing. Was he a genius? A bored mechanic? Or just another face in the crowd, grinning as the world scrambled to find him? Cut to grainy footage of 1970s newspapers. Then, D.B. Cooper. November 24th, 1971. A man in a black suit buys a one-way ticket, hands a note to a flight attendant. "I have a bomb." Calm, polite. He demands $200,000 and parachutes into a stormy night. Poof. Gone. No body. No spent ransom. Just legends. Was he a rogue pilot? A special forces vet? Or did the freezing wilderness claim him? His secret buried under decades of pine needles? SFX. Plane engine, wind howling. Australia, 1948. A well-dressed man lies dead on Somerton Beach. No ID. A hidden stitch in his pants reveals a scrap of paper. Tamam should. The end. A code in his pocket. Never deciphered. Was he a spy? A jilted lover? We may never know. Cut to waves crashing, silhouette of a body. But some mysteries defy logic. The Dyatlov Pass, 1959. 9 experienced hikers slash their tent open from the inside. Flee into minus 30 degrees Celsius snow, barefoot. Some have crushed ribs, missing eyes, tongues torn out. The official cause? An unknown compelling force. Conspiracies swirl. Secret weapons, Yetis, even UFOs. The truth? It died with them. SFX. Blizzard wind, tent fabric ripping. And then the quiet towns. Villisca, Iowa, 1912. An axe murderer kills 8, 6 of them children, as they sleep. The killer stays after, eats their food, covers mirrors. Suspects, a traveling preacher, a corrupt senator, even the town outcast, all walked free. Today, the house still stands. Visitors say, the children's whispers linger. Pause. Music stops. Why do these stories grip us? Maybe because evil doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. It leaves puzzles with no answers. It reminds us that justice isn't guaranteed. But here's the thing. Someone knows. A faded photograph in an attic. A deathbed confession. Maybe the next clue is out there, waiting. The chilling truth about these unsolved mysteries is that they force us to confront the uncomfortable reality. Some doors may never close. The Zodiac Killer's ciphers, D.B. Cooper's vanishing act, the Somerton Man's silent grave. They all whisper the same haunting question. How can someone simply disappear without a trace? Perhaps that's why these cases endure. They aren't just about the crimes themselves. They're about the absence of answers. The Zodiac wasn't just a killer. He was a ghost who manipulated fear, then dissolved into the fog. D.B. Cooper didn't just steal money. He stole the certainty that justice always prevails. The Dyatlov Pass hikers didn't just die. They left behind a riddle wrapped in snow and screams. And then there are the smaller tragedies. The Villisca Axe murders, the Jameson family's abandoned truck, the Beaumont children who never came home. These aren't just cold cases. They're open wounds in the communities they scarred. Every decade that passes without answers is another layer of dust on forgotten evidence. Another generation left to wonder. But here's the thing, someone knows something. Maybe it's a faded memory in an old man's mind. Maybe it's a misplaced file in an evidence room. Maybe it's a name scribbled in a diary, tucked away in an attic. The internet has resurrected cold cases before. Crowdsourced detectives have cracked codes, identified Jane and John Doe's, even brought closure to families who waited half a century. So why keep digging? Because the alternative is surrender. To accept that monsters can win, that some voices will never be heard. And if there's one thing these cases teach us, it's that evil thrives in silence. Maybe the next breakthrough is a single phone call away. Maybe the Zodiac's final cipher will be solved tomorrow. Maybe a hunter in the Pacific Northwest will stumble on Cooper's parachute. Or maybe these stories will remain frozen in time, their secrets buried forever. But as long as someone still asks, what happened? The search isn't over. Police evidence collection, the silent witness in every crime scene. When a crime occurs, the smallest detail can become the loudest witness. Police evidence collection is the backbone of justice, meticulous, scientific, and often the difference between a solved case and a cold one. The process begins the moment officers secure the scene. Contamination is the enemy. A single misplaced fingerprint or a poorly handled weapon can derail an entire investigation. Detectives and forensic teams work like archaeologists, documenting everything. Blood spatter patterns, shell casings, hair fibers, even the faintest shoe print in dust. Each piece tells a story. DNA has revolutionized policing. A drop of saliva, a stray eyelash, or skin cells under a victim's nails can unmask a killer decades later. But it's not just about high-tech labs. Old-school techniques still matter. Luminol reveals hidden bloodstains, even after cleaning. Ballistics match bullets to guns. And sometimes, a simple shoe print in mud cracks the case. Yet challenges remain. Cross-contamination, human error, and backlogged labs can delay justice. And in high-profile cases, pressure can lead to rushed conclusions. But when done right, evidence speaks louder than any testimony. A silent, irrefutable truth that can convict the guilty or free the innocent. The next time you hear about an arrest, remember, behind every gotcha moment is a chain of custody forms, tireless lab work, and the unglamorous grind of detectives who refuse to let the evidence go quiet.